Today on the Philly Talk podcast, we got the Eagles' final injury report. And yes, Landon Dickerson popped up with a questionable tag for this Sunday's matchup. However, the Eagles still got to handle business against the Commanders. I got us going 3-0, but some people inside the Eagles fan base is saying this is a trap game.
This is Philly Talk with Philly Mike. Talking sixes in the bird gang, that's I like. Competition, we ain't scared, yeah, that's what we like. Win or lose, you know we showing up and we gon' fight. You see we strive for the sky every day that go by. And every single week we screaming fly, Eagles fly. This is Philly Talk with Philly Mike, yeah. This is Philly Talk with Philly Mike, yeah.
What is going on, everybody? I go by Philly Mike, and this is the Philly Talk podcast. And today, we got a lot to talk about. And if you look at the definition of a trap game, it's kind of this. The Eagles played Monday, so they're coming off a short week. It's a divisional opponent. We're on the road, and the whole NFL world is picking the Eagles to win. That is a definition of a trap game. However, if you believe the Eagles are going to go 3-0 like I do, help your boy out and hit that like button. It also helps me out and it's free. Subscribe and ding that bell. We're trying to grow notification gang. And I just want to give y'all a personal thank you. We reached over 1,000 likes on yesterday's video. I mean, y'all the real MVPs. Plus, there's a link in the description, a chalkboard app, where we talk Eagle stuff 24/7. It's pretty much a live chat only for iPhone users. But guess what? They went and bought Android phones to work on it, get all the bugs out, because it's really coming for Android. We got like 20 plus new members there too. Always talking Eagles, but let's get down to business. And it starts with the Eagles' final injury report. And as you can see here, a lot of people resting today. The only one who didn't rest and didn't practice was Quez Watkins with an illness. And then the other one is Landon Dickerson with a foot injury, DMP, and he's questionable for this week's matchup. Now, if you ask me, I believe he's going to play. He's going to muscle it out and play. I don't want him to play if there's something really wrong with him. It's early in the season, and we don't need nothing lingering. However, yesterday, his status was rest, and he was limited. Now the foot thing popped up, so I wonder how bad. Is it real? Is it really concerning? We don't really know because it just came out of nowhere. Now, if he can play, because I think the Eagles got to run the ball in this game, and he is one of the best run blockers in the NFL, only in his second year. He's a mauler of a right guard. My bad. Left guard. He's a mauler, though, and we could use him in the game. But make sure he's good because we are only going into week 3, and we got to go all the way to week 17. Now, speaking of preview and prediction, sheesh. I know the Eagles have been getting people jumping on their bandwagon, but the game preview picks from the NFL Network is wild. Let's take a look at this up and close. 29-28 close game for Rank. Jeremiah says 24-17 Eagles. Wolf says 24-14. MJD 35-21. Grant with the 23-20. Gordon with the 29-21. Parada with the 24-21. Eldholm, can't say his last name, Edholm, whatever, 31-21. Sessler with the 40-burger to 28, 41-28. And Shook 33-14. That also is why some Eagle fans, even on this, let's look at the comment section. We have the league on notice now. I agree with that. Hit like. Even majority picked us against the Vikings. Majority, not all of them, though. That's the difference. And then you got this guy right here, which I'm not saying it's wrong, but not a good sign. Meaning when everybody picks the Eagles or when everybody picks a certain team, that's when the letdown happens. A bad game from Jalen, a bad game from the O-line, the DBs, the running back, the wide receivers drop a couple. They're human. And listen, Jalen Hurts took a huge step already this season. I saw it in the Lions game when he won just by playmaking, and in the Vikings game when he slung the rock. He still will have mistake-full games. Not a lot, but he's still only 24. We just saw great quarterbacks make mistakes. Joe Burrow threw 4 interceptions in the season opener. It will happen. But I don't think it's going to happen often with Jalen Hurts. And I do think that this season, not just the Eagles, but Jalen Hurts is going to put people on full notice. But everybody's taking the Eagles. I'm taking them myself. Like I said, I mean, don't get me wrong. I'm taking the Eagles, but sheesh. Bad games will happen. Every great team, I'm talking about great. The Chiefs, when they won the Super Bowl, the Bucks, when they won the Super Bowl, the Rams, when they won the Super Bowl. Every great team loses to a team nobody expected them to lose to because it is football and they are human and everybody has at least one bad game. So you got to keep that in mind. Now, let's go over to something I really want to see the Eagles put forth, and that is the run game. Look, Jalen Hurts is hot. Don't take the ball out of his hands. And we're going to talk about the Washington Commanders DBs, but Washington has allowed the fifth most rushing yards in the NFL. You got Sanders, who's been pretty good this season, over 5 yards a carry. Boston Scott running hard. Kenny G. Use your run game. Use the run game in this game. Make them bring 8 in the box. Once they bring 8 in the box, trying to shut down your run, well, guess what? Alshon, whoa, pause. Alshon Jeffrey, what? A.J. Brown on one side. Devontae Smith on the other side. Quez Watkins, Dallas Goedert. We saw in the Vikings game, all these receivers had 60-plus yards. You're talking about 4 receivers with 60-plus yards. If they have 8 in the box, that's less in the back end. Kill them with kindness. This is a game where we can put up a ton of yardage. And speaking of a ton of yardage, the Eagles lead the NFL in total offense. We'll get to that at the end of this video. Make sure you stay tuned. But definitely run the ball against the Commanders, make them come down, and then attack them deep for sure. Looking at the secondary for the Commanders, shout out to Victor Williams at the Philly Pod. Washington cornerback Kendall Fuller and William Jackson III have given up a combined 17 catches for 235 yards over the first 2 weeks. And that is Jared Goff throwing to them receivers and Trevor Lawrence throwing to them receivers. I mean, Christian Kirk is cool. Amon St. Brown is cool, but they not Devontae, Goddard, and not Alshon Jeffrey. A.J. Brown, they not them. So you got to definitely just work this defense. They got a poor linebacking core. The D-line is kind of leaking gas at this time. Take advantage. Take advantage of the Washington Commanders and take a firm grasp of the NFC East in this game. Don't let the trap game stuff creep up in your head. And I don't know why the first time I was thinking about Alshon Jeffries. Actually, on Twitter, early in the morning around 9 o'clock, I was having an argument with somebody about Alshon Jeffries. I might be able to pull it up at the end. But dang, A.J. Brown is way above that class. The second time I caught myself and wanted to reassure that y'all know that I know. But look at this Eagles offense that leads the NFL. And people say, we want to pass the ball more. No, I want to be a lethal offense. 281 is pretty good, but let's look at it all. The Eagles lead the NFL in total offense with 470 yards per game. 470.5 yards per game. Let's look how we do that. Rush offense ranks second in the NFL with 189.5 yards per game, and the passing offense ranks seventh with 281 yards per game. But like I said, when you do both of these at a top 10, top 5, top 3 level, well, then they got to respect it. A team that runs good, they drop 8 in the box, they shut the run down, and the team can succeed. A team that passes good, they drop the secondary back, they make you run the ball, you don't get many yards per carry, and so they shut your pass down by forcing you to run or keeping everything in front or doing stuff that you're not able to adjust to. The Eagles' offense has proven that if you drop people back to stop our pass, we'll run on you. If you crowd the box and blitz, we'll throw on you. And our quarterback is just a playmaker waiting to a playmaker waiting to just let something happen, waiting to put somebody on their backside, whether it's run through them for the first down or pull them out their cleats. This offense is unique because when you look at the top rushing teams, they can't pass like us. Top passing teams, they can't rush like us. The one thing I got to say watch out for is Washington hasn't attempted a lot of runs, so don't let them gas you. Again, the Lions gas us, but they are a legit rushing team. We shut down the Minnesota Vikings run, so I'm not worried about that. But one thing is, Carson Wentz will and can sling the ball. They have the second most passing yards in the NFL to the Miami Dolphins. So you got to watch that. But like I said in yesterday's video, Carson Wentz will make a spectacular throw, but he also throws some up there that you can get. He will hold the ball a little long this game. He's going to press just because he wants to get a W against the Eagles. I know he does. So he holds the ball a little longer. That's going to give options for Fletch, Graham, Reddick, Sweat. Get at the quarterback. I want 3+ sacks in this game. And if and when he slings the ball, get a pick. We've had an interception each game. 1 against the Lions and 3 against the Vikings. Carson Wentz has thrown 3 interceptions in 2 games. Force a turnover. Help your offense out. This defense has been flying. Now, yesterday, people were making fun of me because I said Carson Wentz said our defense ain't exotic. And I agreed with him. I said the majority of JG stay here. Our defense hasn't been exotic. But I saw some exotic/creative stuff used against the Minnesota Vikings. And Carson Wentz, looking at tape from last year and maybe the Lions game, he thinks we just do this. We'll switch it up, JG. Just like you switched it up for Kirk Cousins, who can sling the ball, and he's also turnover prone. You switch it up. You didn't give Kirk Cousins the same look you gave Jared Goff and other quarterbacks last year, and it confused him. Carson thinks we're not going to be exotic. Hit it with a couple exotic looks, a couple wrinkles, a couple stunts, blitzes from different areas, different players of the game that he wasn't expecting, like we did to Kirk Cousins. Every interception came off a wrinkle/blitz. A lot of the PBUs came off a wrinkle/blitz. Let me know your thoughts in the comment section. Also, if you were here this long, do your boy a favor. Make sure you hit that like button. And I want to hear from you guys. Let me know. Like, subscribe, and also, we trying to grow notification gang. Let me know your score prediction. Please, score prediction in the chat. And if you don't know the score prediction, don't know, just put a eagle emoji. Put the Eagles emoji in the chat. Comment in the chat goes a long way. The like goes a long way, but I do like to hear your score predictions. I don't give my score prediction anymore in these videos because I will give it to you live an hour before the game. I'm going to be at the game, so I won't be doing the live stream with Battlebirds podcast, but I will go live on my phone, and since LB will be with me, we'll be live on a phone or some setup at Washington in the DMV talking to you guys. Until next time, y'all know what time it is. We out.